I'm Dan Hurwitz, and this is my lovely wife.
My name's Deb. I am a wife of Dan and mother of 3 and grandmother of 7. We just had a grandson yesterday. We're going to talk about Passover and us. Why don't you start, Dan?
Okay. Passover is the seminal story in the Jewish faith of redemption. The Jews in Egypt were enslaved and they were liberated, taken across the desert to the Promised Land. It's a beautiful story full of so many different metaphors that can be used in life. And it's particularly poignant for Deb and myself because we met in 2014 right during Passover.
We met at our temple's Saturday morning Torah study, and we talked about the fact that our families and each other were in disarray, kind of splintered. Our families had been through difficult times in the past couple years and hadn't really had a Seder. That year, we had a Seder and we invited all the children. It was the first time that everybody came together, and I remember it was the first time that we made gefilte fish, which is like a fish hamburger. You take different kinds of white fish and celery and onions and carrots and grind them all up and put some matzah meal in there, and then you boil it. Basically, for people who can't afford much else, kind of cheap fish, you put it on a plate with a bed of lettuce and tomato and horseradish, and you have it as an appetizer for the Seder meal. We have that every year. We set the table with our best dishes that have been handed down to us by our mothers. We put on a white tablecloth and we have everybody there. We always like to invite people that don't have someplace to go, because part of Passover is inviting whoever is hungry and let them come and eat. It's usually a very big meal with all the children and the grandchildren and anybody else that might not have a place to go.
The great thing about Passover, or Pesach
in
as
Hebrew,
we call it, is that it's a story and it's food. And everybody loves a story and everybody loves food. Our lives had been in disarray individually before we met. And this was a chance for us to come out of what would have been called slavery, even though we weren't physically enslaved in any way. Just in our persons, we were struggling so much. And try and forge a new life together. And that year, there was, we have 5 kids. We have 5 kids.
For Passover, things started becoming more of a family. And then every year, as we got together and shared the story of coming out of slavery, coming out of pain, things got better and better. Sometimes life is very, very painful. But if you stay together and keep on trying to be a family, you will be, if you keep on working at it.
And every year we have continued to do Passover, and it took a number of years for everyone to come together.
And then another part of Passover, there's a guy named Elijah he's a spirit, and we always have a seat for Elijah, but he's not there. But we open the door for him to come in.
Elijah's a spirit who visits all the Passover tables of those that are celebrating. And the joke at our family table is, I think he's late again this year.
But we open the door and supposedly he comes and joins us. I think it has to do with letting the stranger in. So much of Passover has to do with opening our hearts to each other and being willing to open our minds to different kinds of people, even people that we can't see, that are spirits.
This is our Passover celebration as a family.
We're looking forward to it again this year, and we hope it's going to be a wonderful one.